We've been planning canoe trips every year since 1986. I had some camping experience and a little bit of canoeing experience.
But I had no experience at all in camping and canoeing. In fact, we took our 5-year-old daughter with us on our first trip.
We started off with some fairly simple family trips, and then we graduated into more difficult trips, some extending in excess of 2 weeks in duration. And we've taken some trips where we've flown into remote parts of the wilderness and paddled back. And I've taken some solo trips. And over the years, the staff at Williams & Hall has provided us with absolutely excellent outfitting services.
Every now and then we get the pleasure of sharing some of our experiences with our friends. Recently, Bruce and Jean came over so that we could tell them about some of our fun times in the wilderness. Please join us as we, along with the staff at Williams & Hall, tell you about how much fun you can have in the wilderness. We're glad you two could come over. We're going to enjoy telling you about the canoe trips we've taken over the years.
Well, thanks for having us over. We've wanted to talk with you about your trips for a long time.
We've heard you talk about them so often. We want to go this summer. Do you think we can have it planned by then?
Oh, I'm sure you can. Williams & Hall is the outfitter with whom we've been dealing for years. They do a great job of planning trips. Bob's got the food on the grill, so why don't we go on outside?
Looks wonderful.
Hi, Bruce. Glad you could come over.
I'm glad we could come. Food smells good.
I hope it is. Hi, James. Glad you could come over. You excited about a good canoe trip?
Oh, yes. We plan to go this summer and take the kids.
Well,
Thank
I'll
you.
tell you, the Boundary Waters in northern Minnesota and Quetico Provincial Park, just across the Canadian border, are several million acres of the most beautiful streams and forests and lakes that you will ever see in your life. In fact, we take at least one trip a year just to refresh ourselves and be in the quiet wilderness.
It's so hard to believe you can have such beautiful scenery, great camping and fishing, peaceful solitude, and great fun for the whole family, and still be able to plan the trip so easily.
Once you decide on the dates of your trip, all you have to do is call Williams & Hall and get things started.
You mean they have all the equipment, canoes, and food? We don't have to buy that stuff?
No, you don't. Williams & Hall specializes in lightweight equipment. Their staff will demonstrate it for you, get you started using it. All you have to do is bring your clothes, a few personal items, and hit the trail.
Pretty typical of the type of packs that we use in our outfitting. As you can see, they're large, single compartment packs that are designed to carry a lot of gear. They're unique to the Boundary Waters canoe area in that the single compartment large pack fits well into a canoe for travel. And then when it's fully loaded, you've got a pack that has a large capacity carrying load, comfortable shoulder straps, and a hip belt. Takes the weight off the pack, rests it on your hips, and you're ready to go. The tents that we use in outfitting are lightweight, easy to set up, they're waterproof, they're bug proof, and they're quite comfortable, and we make sure that you have ample amount of space in them. And they're going to keep you dry and comfortable. Typically we'll use a 4-person tent for 2 people, a 6-person tent for 4 people. We want to make sure that when you set up camp that you have plenty of space, ample space. We always pack a larger capacity than the number of people that are actually going to be using them. And we're flexible on that too. You give us specific needs, tenting arrangement, and we can work with you on that.
At the lodge, the staff will show you how to prepare all the food. They will also demonstrate all of the cooking equipment, so you will know how to use all of it.
What about the food they send along? I remember when I was a kid and went on camping trips, the dehydrated foods weren't very good.
Williams & Hall uses great freeze-dried plus fresh food too for your camping trip. When you get there, everything will be packed for you, but the staff will take you through your menu, show you how to prepare it, show you how to use the cooking equipment. So you'll be totally prepared by the time you start out on the trail.
At Williams & Hall, we have the finest and fresh and freeze-dried food, all prepared for you according to your custom menu selections before you arrive.
This is the meal that you ordered for dinner number 1, which includes fresh steaks, which we'll pack in the morning, and also comes with hash brown potatoes and lemon pie. Your fresh food will be put in on top in the morning. This includes steaks, which you'll want to have your first night, so they'll still be fresh. Also eggs, bacon, salami, cheese, butter, white bread, and limpet bread.
We really don't have a lot of experience canoeing, except for playing around a little at the lake. Do we need to take some kind of canoe training before we go on the trip?
Oh, the staff at Williams and Hall will take all of the time that they need to make sure that you're trained appropriately with all of the canoeing techniques. They'll teach you how to carry your canoe from lake to lake in a safe manner, and they're going to orient you to your paddling techniques and your life jackets and other safety equipment.
We're going to flip it up just like this while leaving the stern on the ground. It's real easy. All she has to do is step underneath the yoke, and away she goes.
And you're even going to have some time to practice before you go out on the trail.
Very near to Williams and Hall Dock are several shorelines, small islands where you can get some experience paddling, loading, unloading your canoe, all of those kinds of things. And the staff is available to help you if you need help.
Great. So they will make sure we are able to be very safe before we go out on our own.
All the training that they provide is geared toward safety, because that's a big issue with the staff at Williams and Hall. They believe that you must be safely confident in order to ensure a good trip.
We can tailor a trip to your specific needs and interests, physical capabilities, and general experience level that you have. Now, whether you're a family with small children, or whether you're a group of fishing buddies, whether you want to cover 50 miles or 150 miles, we can sit down with you with detailed maps of the area that you're going to be going into and help you decide on what's the best route option, campsites that we would recommend, fishing areas that we would encourage you to go into.
The most important part of our orientation process at Williams and Hall is to make sure each one of our groups and parties is thoroughly prepared for their trip into the wilderness area. We make sure that they know the best campsites, the best fishing areas, the best opportunities to spot wildlife, and in all ways be prepared for a safe and fun trip into this incredible wilderness. We're going to enter Prairie Portage tomorrow, and then we need to direct our travel towards Sarah Lake until you put a toe in Sarah, and then you can kind of do whatever you want to. That's the rule of the permit, 3 or 4. All right, the towboat's going to take you up here tomorrow, or Tuesday morning. And we're going to drop you off here at Prairie Portage. You're going to go across. I already talked to you about crossing the border, so we don't have to mess around with that anymore. There's a big sand beach on that other side. You guys that have been here can remember that. And you're going to put in the water, and you're going to head for these points out here. Okay? And that's what you want to do. Now, I'm going to give you a little warning up here. This is a place where you, the one single place on the trip where you can really get your butt kicked if the water's going crazy. Okay? If it's a lot of waves, there's several campsites right here, and just hold up at one of those campsites. The problem is the wind comes down bastard like this and it rolls, and you have to come like this. So you're having to take beam waves, meaning it's coming against the side of the canoe. And so then your only alternative is to tack way out into Bailey Bay, which makes it even more dangerous. So you come around this point here and you see big gusts blowing across there and whitecaps, you guys just head right down on here to one of these campsites and hang out for a couple hours until the wind calms down. Stay along this shore, and you're going to come around this point, and you're going to see a big sand beach there. It's like pink sand. And it's beautiful. Like all the canoes can land there at one time. As you come across this one here, it's only really about 20 rods. It's a real wimpy little portage, and it brings you right out into North Bay. Okay, North Bay. Come on up here. There's 6 campsites right here. This is a great place to stop for your first night. Now, I stayed on this campsite last week. That's a nice site. This is a little better. This is a fair campsite, a little more exposed. These aren't bad either, and they're almost always open. You know, there might be one person in all those 6 campsites back there. But the good news is, right in here is great smallmouth country, and back there is unbelievable northern pike country.